Okay, so this question is on 2005, question 5, transformation geometry. The figure shows a logo for a company called Day and Night Deliveries. The logo is subject to transformations in the following order: axial symmetry from P to P1, central symmetry from P1 to P2, translation from P2 to P3, and rotation clockwise to 120 degrees from P3 to P4. Now, we'll draw out the logo as shown. So the radius of the circle will be 60, or the radius of the circle rather will be 60. So it will, and then the diameter of the circle will be, or sorry, the diameter of the small circle will be 15. Okay, now let me just fix my circle there. So I'll just pause that. No, there's nothing wrong with it there. Right, there we go. And now we have to do in the sun, and we have to complete the arc on the moon here. So the arc on the moon here is radius 30. So there's the arc on the moon. Then we can heavy in the actual surrounds of the moon. And then we can do the sun. So there's our sun done. Now, from P to P1, so here's P, is axial symmetry. So we're going to join P to P1. And now we have to bisect that line to get the axis. So to bisect a line, alright, the simplest way for a student to understand this is set your compass to the length of the line. Right, swing an arc there, an arc up here, turn it around, don't change the radius, swing an arc here and here. Now, where the arcs intersect, we're going to join them together. So we're going to join the crisscrosses together. Now, this is the axis of symmetry. Now, all you need to do is move the appropriate number of points, which is the center point. Alright, if you move too many points here, I guarantee you it's just going to mess up for you. So set what you call it one edge of your set square against the axis of symmetry. Put your t-square up beside it, so your t-square isn't tight against the left hand side of the desk. You're literally holding it against or underneath the set square. Hold the t-square, slide the set square up to the center point. Now, to get the center point here under axial symmetry, put your center point here, or your compass there on the axis, right? Bring the nib to the center point, swing it around there, and this is where your center point is going to be. So draw a line through your center point and P1. The radius of the large circle remains 30, so that's what it's going to stay at. So compass on the center point, bring the nib to there. Okay. Oh shucks, sorry, my tie was in. So draw in the circle, draw in the arc here, and then the circle here. Right, there we go. So that's axial symmetry now. So from P1 to P2 is central symmetry. Right, so we're going to join P1 to P2, and we have to find a center of symmetry. So we're going to bisect the line joining P1 to P2 again. So we're going to put our compass on P1. So we're going to swing an arc there, and we're going to swing an arc here, and then we're going to swing an arc here. And now we've got to join those crisscrosses together to bisect the line. Now here's the center point of symmetry. Right, so the next part is we're going to take this center point. We're going to join it through the center point of symmetry. We're going to put our compass on the center point of symmetry, bring the nib to the center, and we're going to rotate it around. So there's the center point. Now, up here, P joins to the center, so the center point here has to join to P2. So we're going to draw a line through it, and we're going to draw in our circle radius 30. So the radius remains the same. Now, the sun is here on this side. So there's the sun, and now we have to get the arc of the moon. So the arc of the moon is going to be here. It's going to be, look, it's the opposite side to P, the center. So it's here. Alright, so we can mark it in here. And then we can heavy that, and I'll pause and heavy them in later. I'll heavy them later. Right, now, so that's that part done. From P2 to P3 is translation. So that means the image just moves up the same distance as P2 to P3. So I'm going to join P2 to P3. Right, and I'm going to draw a line parallel to P2 to P3. So I've lined my set square up here to the angle of P2 to P3. Right, I'm going to slide my set square here, draw a line up, and the distance between the center point moves is the same distance as P2 to P3. So you set your compass to P2 to P3, and you mark it there, and this is where it's going to be at. Now, again, the concepts remain the same. So it's still radius 30 the circle. So that's the center point there. So radius 30. Now, so compass on P3, bring the nib there, there's the arc, and then, or there's the circle of the sun, and then the arc is this side, so compass here, there we go. Now, this is the most difficult part for students to understand, right? So, rotation. So, clock is going to, or the diagram is going to rotate around, alright, now, and it says clockwise through 120 degrees. So, we have to join P2 to P4, and we need to get the center point of rotation. Okay, so here's P3, okay, a little diagram here. Here's P4. So P3 moves clockwise to the right, okay, to the right, at an angle of 120 degrees. So if I had the center, that angle there is 120. Now, it's important to note this would be an isosceles triangle, so these two angles will be equal. So how do you get the center point? Well, the angle here is going to be 120, so 180 minus 120 equals 60. It's an isosceles triangle, so 60 divided by 2 equals 30, or divided by 2 equals 30. So the angle here is going to be 30 each. So basically what you're going to do now is you're going to get your set square here. You're going to line it up with the line joining P3 to P4. You're going to put your set square, alright, on top of it here. Now I'll just slide that back further. So I line my set square up with P3 to P4, slid it down, and then we're going to get our pencil. We're going to draw in that line there, and now I'm going to turn it around, do another one here. So these angles here were 30 degrees, 30, so that there is 120, and this is the center point of rotation. Right, so you know, you can see this here now. So if I put my compass on the center point, brought it to P3 and rotated it clockwise, so to the right, it lands at P4. Now, how do you get the center point? Well, I'm going to do this in a different color. So I'm going to join the center point to the center point of rotation. There we go. I'm going to mark an angle of 120 degrees to that green line. Has to be 120. So I'm marking an angle of 120 to that angle of rotation, or that green line rather. That's what I meant to say. Now I'm going to take my compass. I'm going to move my compass here to the center point, and the nib is on the center point of rotation. So I'm going to swing that down here. Here's the center point now, and then it's going, the concept is the same then. So the line joins through it. The radius is still 30. So radius of the circle is 30. Oh, never mind. So radius of the circle is 30. The sun still remains the same. So here's the sun. So my center, it's a tiny bit off my center point. So I'm going to fix that. So just one sec there. So I'll fix that problem. All right, and now simply compass here, radius 30. All right. Here's the arc, and then you can go about and heavy the correct arcs on it, so you can. And that's the question done. Cheers, thank you, bye bye.